Oversharing is the biggest mistake an adult can make. I'm 60 years old now, and looking back, the biggest mistake I made when I was younger wasn't about working too little or being too naive. It was this. I shared too much of myself with the wrong people. I used to believe that sincerity was everything. If I opened my heart to someone, surely they'd treat it with care. I mean, how could they not, right? Well, reality taught me otherwise. You can give someone your whole heart, and they'll still turn around and crush it under their shoe. Let me tell you 3 stories from my life. 3 times I opened my heart. 3 times I paid the price. And 3 times I learned. Not everyone deserves your deepest thoughts. 1, my friend betrayed my trust. I was in my 30s, going through one of the most stressful times of my life. Work was intense. My family needed me. I felt overwhelmed. Back then I had a friend named Lynn. We'd known each other for over a decade. We were close, like brothers. We talked about everything, no filter. One night I was feeling completely defeated, so I invited Lynn out for a drink. I needed someone to talk to. At that dinner, I poured everything out. Problems at work, tension with my boss, complaints about certain co-workers. I held nothing back. Lynn nodded, patted me on the back, said, "I understand, man. Hang in there." A few days later, my boss called me into his office. First thing he said was, "I heard you're feeling a bit unstable lately." In that moment I knew. Lynn had told him. He was the only one I had confided in. I confronted him. He shrugged and said, "You're too naive. You really shouldn't say stuff like that." That moment hit me like a slap in the face. I thought I was sharing in trust, but to him it was just gossip. I thought I was showing loyalty. He thought I was handing him ammunition. That betrayal cut deep. Later I started reading the I Ching, and one passage stayed with me forever. It was from the hexagram song, Conflict. Conflict. Success is possible. Best to consult a wise person. Avoid getting entangled in minor matters. And I realized most conflicts in life begin with unguarded words. Most regrets come from saying too much too soon to the wrong person. When you speak impulsively, when you reveal your heart without discretion, you're giving people the power to harm you. 2, a drunken confession hurt my family. I remember another time in my 40s. Life was hard. My child was having trouble in school, and I was facing pressure at work. I was mentally drained. One night at a dinner party, after a few drinks, I let it all out. I said, "Sometimes I feel like I just want to disappear." People nodded, laughed, said, "We've all been there." A few days later, my wife sat me down and asked with panic in her eyes, "Are you hiding something from me? Do you not want to live anymore?" Someone had taken my offhand comment and twisted it, passed it on like gossip. That night I lay in bed wide awake. It wasn't just the misunderstanding that hurt. It was the fact that my moment of vulnerability, something I thought I was allowed to feel, had become a story others used to judge me. You may speak from emotion, but people will remember it as truth. You think you're being honest, but others may see it as a weakness, or even use it against you. I turned to Laozi, and one quote from the I Ching changed my outlook forever. "Those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know." Real wisdom isn't loud. It's quiet. It's measured. It's careful. Then I read Confucius. "A gentleman is not a vessel." What does that mean? It means a person of depth doesn't let others easily see through them. You don't need to share everything. You don't need to be understood by everyone. Discretion is strength. Silence is power. 3. Trusting the wrong colleague at work. I once got promoted and was managing a tough project. There was a younger guy on the team, hard-working, polite. I liked him. One evening, during a business trip, we sat down and chatted. I was tired and casually said, "To be honest, I'm not even sure this project will work. Just letting off steam, you know." A few days later, my manager called me into a meeting. He said, "I heard you don't have confidence in this assignment." I was stunned. That colleague had passed on my words, probably not maliciously, but without understanding the context. In the workplace, every honest thought you speak might become someone else's leverage. You think you're confiding in a friend, but really, you're giving away your strategic weakness. From that moment on, I learned to stay guarded. Trust isn't built on a few conversations. It's earned over time. Final reflection: what maturity really means. These days, I talk much less. Not because I don't care, but because I've learned not every conversation deserves your heart. Not every person deserves your honesty. If you want peace, keep your thoughts close. If you want strength, hold back your emotions. If you want wisdom, let silence speak for you. Closing words, gold in silence. What you reveal from the heart may become a weapon in someone else's hand. Oversharing is not kindness. It's exposure. May you learn to speak wisely, trust carefully, and protect your inner peace. Sometimes silence isn't cold. It's the warmth of knowing when to hold your heart back. Laozi woke me up. I hope this wakes you up too.